Tired of the negativity? Looking for a shot of optimism? Well, I have an inspiring story to make you smile right after this. This episode of Misfits and Crackpots is brought to you by the Well-Crafted Story Workshop. Struggling to connect with your audience and attract new clients? Transform your speaking skills at the Well-Crafted Story Workshop with Coach Jimmy Hayes Nelson and yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. In just 2 days, master the art of crafting compelling speeches that convert listeners into clients. Whether in-person or virtual, you'll get personalized attention in an intimate group, learning not just from expert coaches, but from fellow entrepreneurs. Don't let another opportunity slip away. Get your free story blueprint today at wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com and turn your story into your most powerful business tool. Your success starts here. Visit wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com now. You're just a well-crafted story away from 7 figures. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to Misfits and Crackpots, short, inspiring stories for busy people. I'm Dr. Danny Brissell. This is a podcast for those interested in extraordinary stories about ordinary people and companies. Consider it your dose of positivity and inspiration for the week. Albert Einstein said, "Commit yourself to lifelong learning. The most valuable asset you will ever have is your mind and what you put into it." This week's success strategy: learn constantly. Those at the forefront of their field share a relentless passion for learning, always looking for new ways to elevate their skills and results. They don't limit themselves to conventional learning methods. Rather, they tailor their educational pursuits to their unique talents and ways of processing information. Equally critical is their readiness to discard outdated knowledge or methods that no longer benefit them. It's this proactive process of mental decluttering that paves the way for fresh insights and learning opportunities. His mother and father arrived in Philadelphia on a banana boat from Jamaica in the 1920s. By the time their son was born in 1937, they had settled in Harlem. Shortly thereafter, they relocated to the South Bronx, where their young son, Challen, would spend his early childhood years in this vibrant cultural melting pot. Their neighborhood was a mix of everyone: blacks, Latinos, Italians, and Jews. It was here where the young boy who would one day come to exemplify the American dream began his journey. Mine is the story of a black kid of no early promise from an immigrant family of limited means who was raised in the South Bronx, he would later say. As a child, Challen was no prodigy. He did not exhibit the marks of greatness from an early age, nor did he have the polished aura of a born leader. He was, like many, simply trying to make sense of the world he was thrust into. His parents, hard-working and determined, instilled in him the values of persistence and education. Yet, it was his own insatiable curiosity and willingness to learn from every experience that set him apart. Growing up, Challen faced the kind of adversity that forges character. His grades were average at best, and his prospects seemed tethered to the humble existence his parents knew. But within him burned a quiet flame, a desire to rise, to learn, and to lead. His time had simply not yet come. All of that changed when Challen entered the City College of New York. Majoring in geology, he still did not enjoy much academic success. But when he joined the Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC, he relished the sight of himself in his uniform. He did not join out of some grand plan for military distinction, but because it offered him the chance to partake in a structured, systematic learning that he craved. This decision was pivotal, for it was here that he began to see the contours of his future self. The military, with its rigid hierarchies and precise protocols, might have stifled a less flexible man. But Challen thrived. He learned that each regulation had a reason and that every strategy was a lesson in itself. His knack for absorbing information and his relentless pursuit of self-improvement quickly set him apart. He learned to lead not by asserting dominance, but by fostering respect. He became a leader who listened, learned, and then led. His ascent through the ranks was not just a function of ambition, it exemplified his ability to learn from every assignment, to adapt and apply lessons learned from one context to a vastly different one. He was not content with superficial understanding. He sought to master the principles underlying tactics and strategy, and to apply them with discernment. When faced with the chaos of conflict, Challen remained a student, learning from both his superiors and his subordinates, from allies and from adversaries. But his learning extended beyond the military realm. Challen understood that to lead in a complex world, one needed to be as versed in the nuances of foreign cultures as in the art of warfare. He studied political trends, the ebb and flow of economies, and the delicate dance of diplomacy. Seeking greater knowledge and understanding became his most potent weapon, more powerful than the most sophisticated of arsenals. Even at the pinnacle of power, sitting in rooms where the fate of nations was debated, Challen remained a learner first. He approached each negotiation, each decision, with the humility of someone who knows they have something to learn. This humility and willingness to constantly evolve did not make him weak, it made him wise. Throughout his illustrious career, Challen achieved a series of groundbreaking firsts that not only etched his name in the annals of history, but also paved the way for future generations to dream bigger. He distinguished himself as a trailblazer, breaking through barriers with the same determination that he learned from his parents and the streets of Harlem. He was the first African American and the youngest officer to serve as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest military position in the United States Department of Defense. In this role, he was the principal military advisor to the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the National Security Council. His tenure was marked by strategic vision and an unwavering commitment to his country. His journey of first continued when he became the first African American Secretary of State in 2001. As the top diplomat for the United States, he brought his unique perspective and deep understanding of international affairs to advance American interest abroad. His tenure was marked by his diplomatic prowess and his ability to navigate complex global challenges with integrity and wisdom. These firsts were not mere titles. They were hard-earned milestones that reflected Challen's belief in the transformative power of learning, service, and leadership. His legacy as a pioneering figure extended beyond his race and military achievements, embodying the essence of American resilience and the boundless possibilities that unfold when one is dedicated to lifelong learning and excellence. Through each chapter of his storied career, Challen remained grounded in the belief that knowledge was the bedrock of effective leadership. His successes were as much a product of his intellect, integrity, and humility, qualities that endeared him to both allies and adversaries. And he believed in giving back. This is a time for each and every one of us to look into our own heart, to look into our own community, find someone who is in need, find someone who is wanting, find someone who is looking up to us, he once told political and business leaders at a gathering for his nonprofit dedicated to lifting up at-risk youth. And for each and every one of us to reach down, to reach back, to reach across, to lift up a fellow American and put him on the road to success in this wonderful country of ours. In a world that often prioritizes instant success and innate talent, Challen was a man who never stopped learning, who saw every challenge as a teacher and every setback as a course in resilience. "I never let schooling interfere with my education," Mark Twain once said, and Challen's teachers in elementary and secondary school would most likely be astonished that he would rise to become a general, statesman, and leader. Everyone's story is a work in progress. Some find instant success, while others struggle to make it. Challen was a living example that one is never too old, too experienced, or too high-ranking to learn something new. His story illustrates that the pursuit of knowledge is not a phase, but a lifelong journey. Indeed, his best-selling memoir, My American Journey, attests to the power of learning as a means to transcend beginnings and achieve one's potential. And though his Jamaican immigrant parents would always know him as Challen, The rest of society knew the man with the unwavering commitment to education and relentless pursuit of excellence as Colin Powell. See, friend, inspiration is all around us. You just have to look for it. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another inspiring story about misfits and crackpots. Misfits and Crackpots is a production of Success Media, produced by Terrence Wishner. Sound effects by Alessandro Lucati, courtesy of Pixabay. Thank you for tuning in. If you love today's story, there's so much more to explore in the book Misfits and Crackpots by yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. Grab your copy now on Amazon and dive deeper into the extraordinary lives of those who dared to change the world. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with fellow misfits who love inspiring stories. See you next time.